The Epstein files are pretty bad, aren't they? Well, unfortunately, I think we're only getting the surface of what actually is in those files. I think there's actually darker things in those files that we will never see. The government had almost a year and some change to really redact what they really wanted redacted. Everything we're seeing today is what they want you to see. Believe that. Just like anytime you see a top secret spacecraft that's getting revealed for the first time, just know it's because that's what they want you to see. They have other things that they're working on that are far superior. With the Jeffrey Epstein thing, there are things far darker. And I'm starting to notice that they're getting a little sensitive about the topic of Jeffrey Epstein on this very platform. There was a video I was editing that once I uploaded it was immediately taken down. As you may know, TikTok was previously a Chinese company, and recently it was purchased by Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison has close ties to Donald Trump in the White House, so trust me when I tell you that TikTok is nothing but a CIA platform now. Anyone who posts topics like the topics we talk about on this very channel, they are being monitored. Their accounts are being flagged. They are being watched. But none of that matters. What does matter is we need to keep talking about the Epstein files and what's pertained inside of them. It's too important to let this one go. Just yesterday, you had Trump say that since the files are released, it's time for us all to move on. I don't think it's time for us to move on at all. Do you? Like I said earlier, I think the files get much darker. And I think if we keep pressing, we're magically going to get some more files trickled out that just came from out of nowhere. Even though Trump says they're all released, they're all done, I think somehow there will magically be more all of a sudden. But we need to keep talking about this until all of those redacted names of people who are not victims are unredacted. I know I just read today that there are hackers working on unredacting the PDFs that were sent out because there was a flaw in how they redacted them. We need to keep pressing and pressing and pressing. I do, however, unfortunately think things are going to get a lot worse if we continue to press on. What I mean by that is when the government can't control the narrative, it changes the narrative. When this story gets to the point where you can't escape it, when it's on every single mainstream media news channel, when Trump is being asked about it at every press conference, that right there, that is when something will happen. And I would say we're almost at that point. So what could happen? Well, any number of things, honestly. But the thing I have my eye on is Artemis 2. You see, the government loves a global televised tragedy. They're hyping Artemis 2 as a glorious return back to the moon. Well, they're hyping up all these astronauts like they're American heroes, which they are. But I can't help but wonder if this is Challenger 2.0 written all over it to get everybody's attention off Epstein and onto Artemis and the horrors of, oh my goodness, just like they try to do with Charlie Kirk. Because when Charlie Kirk was shot, the same day that he was shot, they were voting in the House on whether or not to release or block the Epstein files. Guess what? They blocked it the day he was shot. Why? Because we were all so distracted on Charlie getting shot. Am I saying Artemis 2 will for sure fail? No, not at all. But it would be a very good distraction, and they love distractions. If you're not paying attention, they're not talking about Epstein in the mainstream media at all right now. But they will 1,000,000% blow up the news coverage 24/7, 365 as long as they can about some event like the Challenger 2.0, or us bombing Iran, or the financial collapse. They will go on and on and on about the topics to scare you because they don't want you to scare them. So do not get bored of this topic. Don't let them convince you are bored. There is monsters in this world, and they need to be brought to justice. And the only way they're brought to justice is if we continually talk about them and don't let up on them. Do not let them gaslight you into thinking this isn't a big deal. It is.